I should be I should be opening this video in a completely different manner than I'm opening this video right now. Okay? But I'm not. I'm opening it this way because of the situation. Okay? Instead of of just talking about an amazing game that was played by my team against a huge rival, a great game with everything on the line, and just being, just be feeling on top of the world because of the situation. The football talk. We're not going to talk about that right now. What we're going to talk about right now is Richard Sherman and the fallout after the post game interview with Aaron Andrews and Richard Sherman. If this is not the most ridiculous display of, I don't know if you call it media hype or just blowing something completely out of proportion just for the sake of doing it. I struggle for the words to really express what I'm really feeling here, because it's just so ridiculous. It's just so ridiculous. People are acting like Richard Sherman was on the mic calling people's mamas out by name. Are you serious? You took a player like Richard Sherman, who everyone already knows is outspoken to say the least, okay? And that's an understatement, okay? Literally moments after he made the play of his career, in the game of his career, against a player who he's been going back and forth with for an extended period of time, on and off the field. And you stick a microphone in his face and ask him about it, and you're surprised at what he says? Who's the fucking idiots here? Not Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman said exactly what was on his mind. Now, did Richard Sherman come off a little overbearing or strong? Sure. And am I condoning that? No. But the man didn't say anything outside of the box. He didn't say anything outside the box. He didn't curse. He didn't call anyone a name. Okay? He didn't threaten anyone. The media and all these fans should be ashamed of themselves. They're calling him a thug and throwing around all these racist slurs and terms about him because he was speaking strongly, and calling him a thug. I mean, I know you've all seen and read the reports and read all the shit that's gone viral now, but Richard Sherman is a scholar. Okay, he graduated top of his class in high school and in Stanford. Okay, he's certainly not a thug. Okay, and they've gone totally racial on this, which is a goddamn shame. A goddamn shame. Richard Sherman had a microphone in his face a couple seconds after making the play of his career. Now, take a look at Richard Sherman for just one moment. Okay, you're talking about a player who slid in the draft, who's playing with a chip on his shoulder because he was passed up to do the job that he's doing. You know, he's an underdog. He's got heart. He's got passion. And you guys are going to rip him for ripping on a guy who's been ripping? No, nobody who's saying all this crap on the internet knows what Crabtree has been saying to Richard Sherman, and it's been going on not just in the game on Sunday, okay? Not just in the 2 regular season games, Crabtree only played in one of them. Not just the regular season games, before the season. There's a whole backstory to all this. And then you shove a microphone in his face this long after he just made the play of his career against that dude. And you're going to shun him for just speaking his mind, which he did quite well. He spoke his mind as well as you could, given the situation, without going outside the box. And there's been all kinds of racist nigger this and thug that. Really? No one said anything about this when, what's the old boy from Miami? The shit that he did, Incognito? Incognito apparently did some foul shit. And none of this happened with him. But Richard Sherman, now granted, again, I'm not condoning him, okay? And even in the after interview, he still went on and said what he was going to say. Richard Sherman's going to say what he's going to say, okay? He's making it known. What did he say? I'm the best cornerback in the league. And if you put somebody mediocre like Crabtree against me, this is what's going to happen. What's wrong with that? Now, if he had sat down at a table with his legs crossed and his fucking hands folded on the table and said it, with a pipe in his mouth, what? Nobody have a problem with it, but because he was yelling and screaming, everybody is upset about it? First of all, Michael Crabtree is a mediocre receiver. Michael Crabtree is no star receiver. And that's just truth. What about what Richard Sherman said wasn't true? He's the best corner in the league, and Crabtree's a mediocre receiver. Are either one of those statements false? And then he said, don't ever talk about me. And I guess that's the part that, when he said that it just looks so fierce. It looks so angry. He was an angry black man, and Erin Andrews was fearful for her life. Like he was just gonna punch her. Like that nigga was gonna just punch that white bitch. What? Are you serious? Shit. That pissed me off, man. They're still going crazy about this. I'm watching videos on the Young Turks. I'll put a link to the Young Turks. And the Young Turks are a bunch of folks who don't know shit about sports, talking about was it this or was it that. Saying Richard Sherman. Now, Richard Sherman was only worried about himself. That's kind of true. Okay, it's not true. But what he did, he was too hyped. He was too hyped. Okay, he was too hyped. What he said wasn't the right thing to say at the time. Okay, but you can't blame the dude for the venue he was and where the venue he was at the time it was at. You can't blame him for that. That's the heat of the moment. What the fuck are you expecting to say? Everybody wants to talk shit about Sherman, man. It's 49er fans especially. And everybody. No, you can say whatever you want to say about Richard Sherman is this and that. But the folks, man, you folks know, and you know who you are. And I don't know, everybody in TTC is only the ones that watch these videos for the most part. But anybody who sees this video, you know who you are if you were saying the things about that shouldn't have been said. Shouldn't have been said. A thug. Everybody knows that calling that black man a thug in that situation, that's just code word for the other word. Oh, he's just a thug. That's just code word. No one's even taking the time to even ask or see what might have induced that reaction from Richard Sherman. Let me be the first one to tell you. Am I condoning it? No. It's kind of like what Kanye did to Taylor Swift. All right, they gave Taylor Swift that damn award. Yeah, everybody in the whole world knows Taylor Swift didn't deserve that award. And this ain't a black-white thing. Trust me, this ain't a black-white thing. All right, but when he came on there and took that mic from Taylor Swift and said Beyonce's video was the best of all time, hey, bottom line is he was telling the truth. Now, was it fucked up that he went on there and did that to Taylor Swift? Absolutely. But the man was telling the absolute truth. Absolute truth. So, same situation here. Richard Sherman got a mic in his mouth and told the truth. Told the truth about Kaepernick and Michael Crabtree. Everybody talks all this crap about how boring interviews are. Everybody wants more this and wants more that. And when somebody says something, then they flip the script. Now they don't want that. They want less. It's a lose-lose situation. People need to get real. People need to get real. However, Richard Sherman's, the situation did take away, unfortunately, took away from the amazing game that was played. Amazing game. An amazing football game that was down to the wire. Great plays were made. I mean, Marshawn Lynch amazing game. Russell Wilson, amazing game. Doug Baldwin, amazing game. Malcolm Smith, who had the awareness to follow the ball and wait for the tip. They knew that was coming, but I mean, just Malcolm Smith's not getting enough credit, you know. But it's all lost in all this drama, and that's the sad thing. An amazing football game played. Um, very sad, very sad. What I will say though, this is really disappointing, is the 12th man. The fans at the game. It was shown that the fans were throwing shit at Navarro Bowman as he was being carted off the field, and that's sad. That's probably, another heat of the moment situation. They're playing against the 49ers and whatnot. Worse shit has happened. Okay, there's been what was it? Is it New York or Philadelphia? I think it was New York, where they were throwing snowballs that were fucking basically ice balls out in the field and hitting people and shit like that and all that kind of stuff. That there's been worse things, but they were throwing food and shit at Navarro Bowman as he's getting carted off the field, and that's just not right. That's not okay. That's not okay in any situation. Navarro Bowman is a great football player, and he suffered a catastrophic injury. You're supposed to cheer, for the fallen player, regardless if he played for the other team or not. You're supposed to give him. You're supposed to at least, and nothing else, give him a golf clap. If nothing else, you clap when the fucking hurt player gets up, whether he walks off or is carted off, especially if he's carted off, man. But this was a hype game against the 49ers. It was what it was. But that for Seahawk fans, that can't happen. There's already enough about the 12th man, the Seahawks fans, negative vibe, negative connotations about us, which I don't really know where it comes from. I think it's just jealousy more than anything. Because we're so loud that we're all of a sudden the Seahawks have the worst, most annoying, most outrageous fans in football. But that's only happened since we've become the loudest and most popular fans in football. So, but that did not go a long way to defend our case. So that saddens me. That saddens me. I hope anyone who did do that got in some trouble for it, because that makes me a little bit less proud to be a 12th man. That I wouldn't do that, and I would if I was at the game with somebody, one of my friends, and he did it, I'd fucking sock him. You don't do that kind of shit. But man, how about that game? How about that game? A slow game to when it was early. Colin Kaepernick crumbled under the pressure. We shut down Frank Gore. Colin Kaepernick got free a couple of times, but the defense played a great game. The defense played an amazing game. Cam Chancellor, what a game. Great pick. Frank Gore was a non-factor. We basically just held him down. Michael Crabtree went up there and he was talking. It's so easy to look like the good guy when you lose. It's so easy to look like the good guy it's easy to look like the bad guy when you win. Okay? Richard Sherman, after the game was over, after everything. Now, I don't know Richard Sherman from John. Okay? All right, I'm just a fan. I'm a diehard Seahawk fan, but that's all I am. Okay? I'm a 12th man. I don't know anybody in the Seahawks organization. Okay? I don't fucking get paid by the Seahawks organization. All right? I never been anywhere in a stand, in a bleacher, in a Seahawk game. Okay? So I don't know shit, right? I don't know Richard Sherman from John, but I tell you what, I guarantee you, I will bet $100 to a bucket of piss if Crabtree would have shook his hand like he was trying to do at the end of that game. Okay, I personally believe that Sherman was being sincere after everything. He's going to Super Bowl. What do you got to be mad about? What does he have to be mad about? After everything, you guys, these players, they talk shit on the field all night. But when the game is over, the game is over. Now there might be some there's no love lost, no love found, like he said. But hey, he went to the dude, slapped him on his ass, and extended his hand to give him a handshake. He did. You can watch the video. And what did Crabtree do? He fucking gave him a straight hand to the face. And he says it in his post in the second interview. That's when he went off. That's when he went off. That's when he went off. I guarantee you that if he just shook his hand like a man and said good game back to him, that whole thing wouldn't have happened. The whole thing wouldn't have happened. There would have been no choke gesture. There would have been no crazy interview. None of that stuff. But nobody's even looking at Crabtree, man. I'm mad that I'm doing this video right now. I am mad right now doing this video. I should be doing a completely different video, but I just couldn't even do the video that I wanted to do in light of all this bullshit. This is not the victory lap video. It's not even a victory lap video. It's not the video that I wanted to do, but I had just too much feelings about all that's going on to be able to do the video that I wanted to do. That's fucked up. Listen to the radio, listening to the TV, in the aftermath of all this, just saying all kind of crazy stuff. Some folks support him, some folks not. Is Richard Sherman a bad guy? Yada, yada, yada. Nothing Richard Sherman said was out of pocket. Nothing. And Richard Sherman wouldn't say anything out of pocket. Okay? That's who Richard Sherman is. He's educated enough to know what is okay to say and what's not okay to say. He didn't say anything out of pocket. Good game, Seahawks. Good game, 49ers, man. What little bit of victory lap I can do, man. 49ers, it was a great game. It was a great game. I nearly screamed myself hoarse, watching the game. Man, when we got that fumble and Mike Bennett was running, rumbling and tumbling, I thought he was going to get in the end zone. That was it. And then we ended up only getting, did we get 3 points out of that one? Or was that the fumble? I think we got 3 points out of that one. But yeah, we got to start getting to that end zone. I mean, field goals aren't going to be good in Jersey. We're going to have to get in the end zone. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about that game yet. But a great game, a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful game. Frisco vid makers, man. 49 cents, Megatron, QB Willie B. Hey man, it was good hate weeks. You guys obviously are, you guys are our formidable foe. To play that game over again, it may go another way. But you guys have a great team. Obviously, we all talk all this shit. You guys have a great team, you got to just say, you always say, may the better team win. I'm not even going to talk shit, but, it was a good game. We're fortunate to come out on top. And, we'll do it again next year. But 12th man, woo, we going to the Super Bowl. 8 years in the making for us to get our chance to redeem the travesty that was in Detroit. Back in 2006, Super Bowl XL, the best and worst Seahawk memory of my life. Oh man, it's great. Hey, great game. Shout out to my 12th man, Briseño, Seahawk Knight, Hawks Nest, Pigpen, 24/7 Seahawks Super Rookie, Joe Webb, Trolls, man. And man, just go on the internet and just I mean, sure you guys already have it, man. Look at all this crap they're talking about Richard Sherman. Outrageous. Calling him this and calling him that. I wonder what anyone else would have said. All the people talking shit. What would you have said? All you shit talkers. What would you have said? What would you have said? You have no clue what you would have said. Judgmental ass motherfuckers, man. Judgmental. You're judging a man. You know what? It's like you told Skip Bayless. You're judging a man, and that man is better at life than you are. You're judging a man who's better at life than you are. Hey. Anyway, that's all I got. Super Bowl bound Seattle Seahawks. 12th man up. Go Hawks.